I'm Cassidy.
I'm Michelle.
And we're going to go over how to do acrylic blanks using UV resin.
Absolutely. Let's get started.
Alright.
Alright, so here's what we're going to be using today. We've got our cutout ready. It's going to be a rose on the acrylic blank. We got a little cup to mix. Of course, our stick. We're using the Twilight from Glitter Guy. And we're going to be using the Glitter Guy's UV resin today also. So let's get started here. We're going to go ahead and get this back done. So we just pull off the backing. Let's see here. Get that edge started. And then we can pull this off. Try not to touch the back of it just so you don't have any fingerprints or any oils from your hands. Throw that away. We'll grab our cup. I tend to just take the cap off if I'm doing something like this. We'll get that poured in here. Just kind of pour out what you think you might need. Always keep some little molds on hand close by. That way any extra doesn't go to waste. Put the lid back on there. Alright, and then we'll take our glitter. There's no real science to how much you put in here, how little you put in here. I just kind of look at it, put some in there.
I know that it'll turn into paste if you put too much.
If you put too much, yes, absolutely.
You can put too much.
So I put some in, kind of mix it around. Let's see, yeah, I think I got, well, no, that's actually still pretty thin. Yeah, it's still running nicely off of there, so I think that's a perfect amount there. Bring this back. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take, and we're just going to start pouring this onto the back. I try to start in the center.
Me too, because if you do the edges,
Yes, they will go off very fast for you.
And then you'll cure it to the side.
Yep. Then you use an X-Acto knife to try to get it off.
That silicone brush that you got.
Yes.
It's very good brush.
Yes, I love this little
the
tool.
Stick. Yep.
I just take and I kind of work it around the edges like you see me doing here. Just go from the center out. And it is pretty nice. It will kind of self-level. So you don't have to worry too crazy much about it. You don't want to dig like huge divots in there, but it will pretty much level out for you.
So pretty.
Love, love, love this Twilight. The holographic of it is just gorgeous. Add some more on this side here. Add it up there and a little down here.
And all of these products that she has, you can purchase these at randmvinyl.com.
Yes,
or
absolutely. In store. That looks a little thin, so we're going to need a little bit more down there. Be careful not to get it in the little hole. If you do, you can kind of drill it out if you have a drill. But I just try to be cautious around there and not get it in there.
It will just make your life easier if you don't put it in there.
Yes. Two edges. A little bit more to put around the edge here. Awesome. Got kind of a thin spot right there, so we're going to use this last bit we got. Kind of let that settle. And then I just kind of look at it, you know, in the sides, let the lights kind of reflect off of it, see if you see any little divots or holes or little speckles or anything that looks kind of weird. It actually looks pretty good from everywhere I can see.
Yeah.
What about you?
Looks good
Looks
for
good to
me.
you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I take my little cup that I'm mixing in and I set it to the side only so my UV light doesn't get to it and cure what's in my cup in case I want to use that color again. So then I'll get my lamp and I'll put it over it, double hit so that way 120 seconds is going to shine on it. So we'll let that finish and process for the 120 seconds and then we will check it. It will be a little warm whenever you take the light off of it, so just be aware of that. I usually let it set for a few seconds, let it cool down, and then I'll touch it so I don't get any fingerprints or anything in my resin.
Also, you can buy this lamp at rnmvinyl.com.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Let that go. Let it cure. Let it do its thing. And while we were doing that, Cassidy was getting our decal ready for the other side. She got it all nice and transfer taped and cut around, so that's ready to go.
Find your squeegee. Oh, that's why I was looking for the white one.
Two of them. Squeegee that on there. There we go. Perfect. All right. Yeah, next we're actually going to be doing little tumblers.
We're going to go to TumblerCon.
TumblerCon.
In exactly 10 days from today.
Yes. So awesome. Working its magic. Not much longer. And when working with the UV resin, make sure you don't work in too thick of a layer because it will take a lot longer to cure underneath the light. So take that light off of there. We'll kind of let that cool for a second. Still a little bit warm, so we'll give it just another few seconds here. You can see how that glitter is in there. That way you're not having to, use another product to glue the glitter down and then turn around and level all that out and then turn around and UV resin. I just put my UV resin straight in, or the glitter straight in the UV resin and just let it seal it and apply it that way. And it is so pretty. You can see the sparkle coming off of that glitter. Awesome. I think that's really pretty good.
Yeah.
So
sparkly.
Yes. I think we can peel off the other side and let's put our decal on. These can be a little tricky to get off of here. I usually take my fingernail and go underneath the edge. I know some people use their weeding tool, things like that, but you just want to be careful not to scratch the acrylic when you're doing that. So that's why I like to just use my fingernail, get the edge started, and then peel it up from there. There we go. And I always leave this side on while I'm working with the other side. That way I don't risk getting any glitter or any extra UV resin or anything on this side that I want kept clean for my decal. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. Pull this paper backing off of here. When you're weeding or whenever you're transfer taping stuff, always make sure to turn it over and pull your paper backing away instead of having it where your transfer tape's trying to pull off of the paper backing. It'll work so much nicer for you. Alright. So now let's turn this on here. Let's see. Gotta remember how this one connects.
I didn't get that. Could you
always listening. Always. Let's see. Pull up that blank and let's.
So that one little curved part is up like that.
That goes up to the top.
Yeah, it should be.
Oh, you know what? I think I glittered the wrong side. I did.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll just put it on this
You
side.
can just clear coat over it.
Yep. So normally you would, glitter one side, put your decal on the other, but, things happen. So we're just going to go ahead and apply this to this side. And then we'll just UV resin straight over this.
You sure did pick good doing that black. It looks really pretty.
It does look really pretty. Alright, so we're going to squeegee over this, get it nice and attached. And then we will peel the transfer tape off.
Ooh.
Ooh, look at how pretty!
Wow.
I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it.
Ziggy loves it too.
Yes, my dog has decided to join us in here. Alright. I'm going to grab a Clorox or cleaning wipe, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to take and clean off our little brush so that way we don't get any glitter on top of our design. Going to get all that nice and cleaned off of there. Set that to the side for a second. Alright, so this time we're just going to use just the UV resin straight out of the bottle. We're not going to mix it in a cup. We're not going to put any more glitter in it. And we're just going to take and we're going to put it, just kind of start it right in the center. So I kind of started in the center. Kind of make me a little circle. And then I do the same thing. I'll work from the center to the outside edges. And try not to get it into the hole, but this time the hole is actually underneath the vinyl. So after I get this cured, I'll take my X-Acto knife or any other crafting cutting knife and I'll actually just cut it out. You want to be careful because just the UV resin by itself is going to be thinner than the UV resin with the glitter and it will run over the edges easier. So be very careful.
And any acrylic blank that we sell in store, we have the digital file for on our Facebook group page.
Yep. And the sizing is the first file in that drop box so that it tells you exactly what size to cut it so that it fits perfectly like this. Of course, when you use the right side to glitter on, but hey, we're making it work. We are crafty people, that's what we do. We make it work. Make sure we get all the way to the edge.
Yeah, and sometimes the clear is a little bit harder to see when working with it, so just be cautious of that.
I'm going to add some more to get to this other side. I don't want to make my center too thin from pulling it away. So I'll add a little more to get to the side over here. You can kind of do the same thing whenever you're putting this on. Kind of, make sure you have good lighting. So you can kind of turn your head and look around it and kind of move around and see. You'll be able to tell where the, the really shiny is for the UV resin as opposed to where it's just the vinyl right there. Let's see. So, yeah, up here.
And you can use a popsicle stick, but I prefer the silicone ones because they're easy to clean. You can reuse them, and they're flexible.
Yeah.
So it just gives
and
you
with
a better...
these, it has a little pointy tip, which is really nice too.
And we've used several UV resin before the glitter guy dropped one, and I'm telling you, just go straight to this particular one. That other one, it would take me like, I don't even know how many times I would try to cure it. I ended up having to put all my projects outside one day to get it to cure.
Yes, this one is very nice. Oh. Add a little bit more here because in the light I can tell that it's got like a little divot there from where I pulled a little too much to get to the edges. So we'll kind of fill that in. And let that self-level out.
Looks really good on that side. Maybe right. No, it's leveling.
Yeah, it's working on leveling.
Yeah.
Got those little
were the
spots
two
right
spots
there.
that I was doing.
Those two little spots right there. If we need to, we can always add another drop or two in there.
It's going, it's getting smaller. It's getting smaller.
It's working on it.
Yeah, it's almost gone.
I think just this one right here does not want to
one,
close.
no.
Alright, so we're going to add another drop or two in here.
Just give it a few seconds.
A little bitty spot there.
It's almost gone.
Very close.
And I don't see it. That one little...
Boop, one little speckle right there. Oh, there it popped the bubble finally. Yep. Perfect.
Yep, looks good.
Alright, looks great. So we're going to put the light on this. And again, 2 punches. We get 120 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and clean off my little stick here. Set that back on the little resting spot.
Where'd you get that little resting spot?
I actually got these on Amazon. It came with a pack of 5 in several different colors. Let's see, we've got that lovely, pretty translucent pink. And then it also came with pink, black, white, and clear. So a whole set of 5.
You get me some of those.
It's so nice because I always used to have a folded up paper towel or something just to keep it from touching, and these are amazing.
Same, or I just lay it on my silicone
on your mat, yep.
And cure it, and I'll peel it off later.
Yeah, I've done that before too. I did that. I think the whole reason why I even got these is because I did that one time. I set it straight on there like that, and I forgot that that wasn't cured yet and set something on it, and I had lovely UV resin on it. So, yeah, I try not to do that. Yeah, this looks so pretty.
It really does. You're gonna have to like sparkle it in the camera.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. And if you wanted to do that rose design on the other side, all you'd have to do is just mirror your cut like you would with heat transfer, and you could actually flip it over, put it on the back side too, and then UV resin over it to seal it in, and you'd be good. Okay. I don't know why. I like to look under the UV resin. It's not going to change, but I like to look under the lamp just to see it.
It looks different under that light, too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. Oh. Alright, so there's that.
Ooh.
So pretty. So pretty. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
Yay. I think we're going to let that go for just about another 60 seconds. It's kind of tacky. I think I may have gotten it a little bit thicker in some spots than it should be. But I want to make sure it gets all the way to the edges. So we're just going to let that cure for another 60 seconds and then we'll check it again. But I think it should be good after that.
But what's awesome about this resin is there's no mixing. You don't have to do A and B. And you just keep curing it till it's done.
No mixing, no measuring, no nothing. Straight out of the bottle, ready to go. Oh, goodness. Alright. Give it a few seconds, let it cool off. Yep, still kind of feel the heat. We'll kind of trim out that hole there on the other side. It's just a little warm. Alright. Okay, so you can kind of see through the hole where the vinyl is over the top. I'm going to see if I can get through it with this. If not, yeah, the UV resin's too thick. So, you can cut it before you put the UV resin on. That would have been totally fine too. I also have a little drill that I use. To cut my holes and stuff whenever I forget. And this fancy little doodad is like, it's like a nail drill. I got it on Amazon also. And it has a bunch of different bits that it comes with. I usually leave it on this one. Sometimes I use like the hard resin pieces, and I'll put a hole in those so I can make a keychain.
Oh, perfect. Smells like we're pretty full packing.
Alright. Let's turn it back over. Turn this little guy on. We're going to go forward, not reverse. And you can just kind of start. And then, whoop, if I can hold on to it. Cords. Cords are not my friend. I just kind of start a little hole, kind of drill through. And then, let's see. Kind of gets that little squilling noise, but it works. And then just kind of clean it out. Kind of wipe it off. And go around inside the little circle. Get it all nice and cleaned out. If you have like a drill, you can do that too. Just be careful. Don't hurt yourself, because this could actually slip out of your hand, and you don't want to hurt yourself. Alright, turn this off. Clean off our area. And then you can take like a little bit of alcohol and just kind of wipe that off. Get all the little dust off. I usually keep a little spritzer bottle of alcohol kind of next to me. And then you can just kind of wipe it off.
Perfect.
Yay! Come here. All that little dust off your mat. And you're done.
Beautiful.
Nice and pretty, shiny, all sealed in. It's not going to come off. So yes, that is the rose. It is so gorgeous. And of course, so many different colors you could do this with any color rose, any color glitter to come through those lines. And it looks amazing. You can make it to a keychain. You can make it into a card charm. The sun coming off of that would be so pretty. But yeah,
it would be pretty.
Nice and ready to go. So that is our rose.